Do as I say, not as I do.
My thoughts on the pads?
Time to change our brake pads. So welcome to Garage Sessions, and for this video we're going to change out our brake pads. So I know some people want, or they would rather go to the shop and have their brake pads replaced, but sometimes it's the night before the ride and then you check your brake pads and they're basically done and you can't have it serviced anywhere else. So it's a good skill to have, to be able to replace your brake pads. So let's change our brake pads. So we're going to start off with the rear brakes. For the Trident, you're going to need a hex bit. I forgot what this is. I think this is a 6 and then an 8mm socket. Normally, some people will actually remove this bolt as well, but in some cases, it's hard to get it back in there. And I found that you can actually replace your rear brake pads by just removing this bolt and this bolt. I've actually replaced these already, but I'll show you anyway. Now, normally for this kind of job, I'm just going to use a socket wrench, a ratchet, this one, but I just got a new toy. I just got my impact driver, so I'm gonna use it. But a piece of advice, you never ever tighten with this one. You just use this to loosen and drive your bolts slowly like that. You never go ham. So you might strip the bolts or break something. So I'm just using this for speed. But if you don't have an impact driver or an impact wrench, that's fine. It's better. Just use your socket or your ratchet. You'll be fine. I'm going to loosen this bolt. That one. Okay, so all you need. So once you have those out, you can actually check your brake pad wear. So for the rear caliper, you just need to lift this up. Remove this bolt as well, and then lift the caliper up, and the pads will actually fall out. So as you can see, these are fairly new pads. I think I replaced these a month ago, and they bite really well. But normally, if you're going to replace these, you would actually want to push. You want to push the pistons in, so you get space. But for this one, you don't need to. How to do that, I'll show you on the front, because my front pads are done. So I'm gonna show that later. You basically want to put this end, or this part of your brake pads, to the step over there. I'll probably highlight it and post, but yeah, you need to put the pads there. So the pads are actually on the step now, while the caliper is positioned that way. I'm going to put the caliper or the brake pad bolt here now, just to secure them in place. You don't need to tighten it just yet. You just need to start it off so the calipers don't fall. So I'm actually going to use my ratchet here. So you have to align your brake pad on that ledge so it doesn't fall. So from there, you just need to put back the caliper bolt that you removed. This one. So again, I'm tightening this one up, so I'm not going to use the driver or the impact, and just do this with a ratchet. You don't need it to be super crazy tight, just enough that caliper stays still. Okay. So again, so that's your rear caliper done. Let's go to the front. For this brake pad change, I'm going to be using these brake pads. To be honest, these pads are for CB400s, but for my use case, they work fine. If you're riding a lot of twisties, marilaki, or riding the track, get better pads. But for the occasional twisties and more cruising and touring, these work just fine. So for the front, surprisingly, it's much more simpler. You just need to remove these two bolts. You're going to need a 12mm socket. And again, I'm going to use my new toy, the impact driver. There you go. And it's just going to fall off on its own. So take the bolts out. Oh, by the way, make sure you unclip the ABS cable. You don't want that dangling. There you go. There you go. take out the pad bolt, and your pad's basically gonna fall down like that. So time to check the pads. Stay clear of the ABS cable. So as you can see, my pads are just about done, so it's a good thing I'm replacing them. By the way, the front pads has some weird I think there's a heat sink. You can take that off and put that on your new pad. Can maybe help with the heat dissipation, I don't know. So these are our new brake pads. Let's make sure they fit. Yeah, it's basically the same. To remove the heat sink, you can use anything, a flat screwdriver to pry it out. There you go. So these are the stock pads. They're Nissan. They work. They're more powerful than the ones I'm replacing, but are expensive, and I'm a cheap bastard. So let's try to fit these here. So if you have the budget to go for better pads, I would highly suggest to go for better pads. But if you're just using your bike for daily, the occasional spirited riding, these budget pads should work. So that's one heatsink down. So let's fit this on the new pad. Let's put the new pads on the caliper. But first, we're replacing pads that are thin already. You need to push the pistons back inside. So what you can do is you can put your old pads back in the caliper. You don't need to bolt it in place actually, but for the sake of this video, we're going to bolt it back in. Not fully though. So once the old brake pads are inside, once it's secure in there, you can use the old pads as sort of a protection, so that you can just pry and push the pistons back inside, because the new pads are not going to fit. So that you get to push the pistons in, so that you make space for the new brake pads. Again, these are the old pads, so you don't even need to take care of it. Take the gases off. It's hot as balls here. Anyway, once that's done, take the bolt out and put the new pads in. I need to push the pistons in a bit more. Since you're here, might as well clean the calipers with your choice of brake cleaner. Check if it fits now. Should work. Starting off by hand. So for this part, I'm just gonna use the impact driver, just because I'm lazy. Do as I say, not as I do. And switch out my socket for the 12mm. There you go. Now to do the other side. for the next part, you want to pump your brake levers so that you build the pressure, and the brake fluid that you pushed out back to the master cylinder goes back to the caliper. And the next part, you want to ride your bike and then move slowly, but then you brake hard so that the new pads bed into the rotors. So let's do that right now. I bedded the brakes. They seem good. I was surprised by the initial bite. It worked really well. The way I was bedding in brakes, I'm not sure if that's a proper way to do it, but I picked that up from mountain biking. That's how we bedded new brake pads. I figured these are just the same, just bigger and heavier. So it's the next day after we replaced our brake pads, and we're going to test the brakes properly. It's summer here in the Philippines, so it's hot as fucking balls. Brakes are surprisingly strong. So we're gonna grab some breakfast. Our suki, Dunkin' Donuts. From my initial impressions, the brake pads are good. They bite really well, and well, they're cheap. I haven't had the chance to do some hard braking. I had maybe 1 or 2 tries, but I want to go farther to really test out the brake pads. But initial impressions seem good, especially for the price. So these brake pads cost around 200 pesos, which is about $4 or so. And well, they seem good. The performance seems good. Longevity is something we can't really find out until we've had time with the brake pads, but the brake feels great. The power is okay. We have to rep our favorite K-pop song at the moment. My thoughts on the pads: great initial bite, better than what I was expecting. The modulation feels great. As for long-term performance, I can't really say. It's the first time I've tried them out. For spirited riding and long hard braking, I can't comment on that because I haven't tried it yet on these pads. But for the price, which is around 200 pesos, around $3 or so, $4, it's great value. These pads are great for casual riding. I'm not a fast rider. I don't claim to be one. I do spirited riding every once in a while, but for the most part, it's me going to places semi-fast, but mostly straight roads. Good value for the brake pads, especially for my use case. I can wholeheartedly suggest it to people who are looking for budget pads, what they can use for daily rides. Again, if you're going to get better pads, but for everyday casual riding, these work great. So there you go. Let me know if you found this useful. If you like what I do, if you like what we do here in the channel, consider giving me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ride safe, take care, everyone. Bye bye.